Hey everyone, this is Kaylin Anderson. Welcome back to my channel, Pour Special Events, where we talk about all things mobile bartending. On this video, I had a question come up on a previous video asking how do we hire reliable, dependable, and ethical bartending staff? I've mentioned in the past, and this was noted in the comment, that we have teacher friends and family and all that stuff. But what if you don't have those options? What does that look like? What are some characteristics that you need to, hire out contractors or staff that is going to work for you to be good bartending staff? So here's a few things when I think about what the dynamics of my team look like that are really important. Ready? Okay. 1, you need to work with all of these people. Everyone that works for me, with me, they don't get to work an event without me first. So the luxury that I have is that I was a bartender in bars, in restaurants before this. I know all sorts of drinks. I've met with all sorts of people. I'm really good at reading people and situations and crowds. And because I'm the manager, owner, point of contact with these clients, I know everything that they need. And when I'm not going to be at an event, I trust my teams to make sure they carry out everything that I provide to them on a preference sheet. But what if we're bringing somebody new in? They want to work. They seem like they're going to be good. What do? They get on the schedule with me. I will go out of my way to work an event to make sure they can come with me so I can see how they do. I don't expect them to know anything. That's the next thing, okay? You cannot expect anyone to do the job that you want done unless you teach them. You have to teach them and show them and guide them, okay? That's the biggest thing. And I know that sounds like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of time and effort. You have to put those systems in place. And sometimes when you're a small business, they start with you. That's it. So until you have something that's completely automated, where they can go through a training program, like with videos that you provide or documents that you provide, you have to be boots on the ground. And you have to be there and you have to go through the trenches with them and show them. And it's really good from time to time to jump back into your business to check how things are going at that bottom, that ground level, to make sure everybody still has those expectations in mind that you set. So when anyone new that wants to come with us, first they have to get their ramp certification. They make sure all that's good to go. When we talk about how we dress, some things that sound goofy is, we want to dress a certain way. So if we're doing a private event, a wedding, we usually do all black. Black is safe. If we're using mixers, if we have juices, if we have syrups, if we have different, even with our garnishes, it gets messy. It's fast. We're all black. Black looks nice. Some of our guys like to do a button-down white shirt with a black tie and black pants. That's fine. But wear something that looks dressy and that can even never let them see you sweat kind of a thing. Even when it's hot and it's the middle of summer, if we're wearing all black, even if it's a little warm out, we still look nice. So how we dress, how we communicate, how we greet the guests, I'm modeling that for every single person that works with us. So I explain to them just goofy little things, and I'll tell them flat out, hey, I'm going to share some of these things with you. Do not think I am judging you. Do not think I am mad at you. Do not think I'm being hard on you. I just have some expectations that are going to help us do really, really, really well. They're going to help you make some really, really good money. I know these things work. This is why I started doing what I do. I want to share them with you so that you can have a really good experience when you're doing these events. Okay, cool. It takes the fear and the nervousness right down. You're there to teach them. You're there to help them. You're there to make them do really well. And you're providing them tools and kind of the cheat sheet to how to do that. I'm not going to not show them how to do things, then come to them after and be like, I didn't see you do this. Why don't you know how to do this? I'm not expecting anything of them. I'm not expecting anything of them other than what I would do for them or what I would do myself. If I haven't personally taught them something or shared with them a way that I would like them to do something, I cannot reprimand them. I cannot do that. That's not fair. And I think a lot of people think that they can just be like, oh, they're a bartender. Good. You know how to do this. Go do it. It's different. It's different everywhere you go. It's different every venue that you work at. And just in general, from a management issue, I have to set those clear expectations. How can I set them up for success if they don't know what they need to do? So that's another thing. We talk about food safety and handling. If you're using garnishes, making sure you have appropriate gloves, make sure you're using tongs. We talk about how to create the drinks, appropriate measuring and pouring and all of those things, how to greet guests, making sure they know their crowd, making sure they know the important people that are there that are paying that we need to be extra special to and extra careful with. Making sure to cater to whoever owns the property, because that's huge. Like, this is the owner. They want to know if we're doing a good job. They'll have us back again. We need to cater to them. We need to make sure we know their names, their family's names. Do they need any help around the property? Is there anything that's untidy that they need us to clean up when we get a spare minute? Those kinds of things, making sure you're looking out for them. Expectations for how early we get there, being on time. Why is it important to be on time? Having things set up ahead of time, having things cleaned up appropriately at the end, and making sure they're put away in the right spot. Checking in with not only your client, but also the venue owner before you leave to make sure everybody's good. You say your goodbyes, thank you so much for having us, we hope to see you again, and then we're out. Having those expectations set, so this way your staff can feel validated and they feel confident in what they're doing. They know the expectations. They know if I do X, Y, and Z, I should have a really good night and a fun time, and the clients are going to have a fun time, and not feeling like, well, I don't know how to do this, I can't be successful with this, stuff like that. I also set them up for success by going out of my way to make sure our preference sheets are done ahead of time so that they can go through, they can look at everything, they can see that if I show up at this time, I'll have these things done. At this time, the events start. We have this event at this time, this part at this time, this part at this time. Here are the list of all the possible things that I would be asked to make that night based on the menus that they've created. Here are the important people. Here are the things I need to do. Here's what I should be wearing. Any things we need to worry about. I have all of that set up for them. I do all of that due diligence ahead of time. They can then look at that information, look at where it's going to be, figure out how long it'll take them to get there, all of those things. They can ask me a ton of questions before we even get there that day. They feel confident, like if I have that preference sheet, I have every note that Kaylin has, and I can be successful. And then when we get there, it's just implementing that and making it happen and making those connections with the clients and the guests and just helping them have a great time. So making sure that we put those plans in place, that we're helping to train our staff, that we're not telling them expectations, that we're showing them expectations, that we're very clear in what we need to do, but we're very flexible in how we do it, and making them feel prepared ahead of time and heard. Those are huge things that are super helpful. Don't let any of your bartenders go into a place blind. You do it first. You show them. You go in the trenches. You see how it works. You see how much work it takes. You see how hard it is. You work at all the kinks. You make sure you know ins and outs of everything in your business. Then you start sharing it with others. Then you start bringing others in. If you're clear on your mission, if you're excited about your mission and what you guys do, if you know in and out what it is, it's very easy for other people to follow you there, because they're going to know through your actions and how deliberate you are and what you're doing. Yeah, we want to be a part of that. They have it under control. I want to be a part of that because I think good things are happening there. So it all starts with you. So you get yourself together, you get your plan in place, and then share it with the world.